gonna lie, if you get your heart broke as a grown ass man, that will drive you to be a cornball. You'll start watching Fresh and Fit. Unavoidable male canon events. Y'all want to watch that? Let's go.
You know, yesterday I had a really productive day. I was laying on my couch all day long, scrolling.
Booked. Oh my God, this clip is crazy.
Through TikTok all day long, scrolling through Instagram Reels all day long, scrolling through Twitter all day long, because that's how I like to spend my evening. I don't want to read a book about self-improvement. I don't want to meditate. I don't want to read a book about how to make big money. I just want to lay down on my couch and consume brain rot all evening long. Because at the end
I mean, is he really lying though?
of the day, brain rot is what genuinely makes me happy. And as I was scrolling through TikTok, I came across these videos called canon male events. Basically talking about moments that every single
What's the core of dumbass?
male on the planet has experienced. And the more I watch these types of videos, the more I realize that, as I said before on this channel, I am convinced that we are all living the same lives. We all have the same struggles. We all have the same great moments. We all have the same shit.
I do agree with that. I feel like we're all in this together, but a lot of people are focused on their individual experience and they don't really take the time to figure out what other people are going through, and they don't really realize that, yeah, we've all been through a lot of the same shit.
To us, we're just scattered across different countries and scattered across different continents and maybe even scattered across different planets. I am sure if there are people on Mars or people on Uranus, we are still all living the same lives. Some things are just universally experienced by every single male on this planet. I can't speak for the females because I'm not a girl. And to verify my claim, I asked you guys on Instagram, what is something that we have all experienced? What is a canon male event? And when I got some of these responses, I started questioning my whole entire theory. Because what the actual fuck is this?
Cuffing a bop, getting a job for the first time, getting cheated on. What else is another male canon event? Let's see. Probably listening to like a Red Pill podcast or something in like 2022.
I may be down bad, but everyone at least once grabbed their nuts for warmth on a cold day. Be for real.
Low key. Low key.
And I reposted that response, and some of you guys were like, oh, he's spitting. We all did this shit. On everybody's soul, we did this shit. Not on my soul. I don't know what soul you're talking about, but you're definitely not putting that on my soul, because I never did some shit like this. What the actual fuck? So to further verify my claim, I put together this timeline talking about canon male events, and I'm sure at the end of the video, you will resonate with most of this stuff that I'm saying, maybe even all of this stuff that I'm saying.
Nizzy's a canon event,
like
that's
a good
real.
amount, like 60-70%.
That is so
There are
real.
just some things that we all go through. And without further ado, let's just get right into it.
LeBron
I want to start off with an
James.
honorable mention here. I never had any pets, but my best friend's had a lot of pets. He has a cat, used to have a dog, used to have hamsters. Tragically, the hamsters passed away for unknown reasons. And the dog recently passed away. That dog was pure greatness. I'm usually scared of dogs, but that dog showed me that there is no reason to be scared of dogs. So Lucy, bro, R.I.P. Lucy in the comment section down below. R.I.P. Harry and Freddie. R.I.P. Lucy in the comment section down below. I want to see y'all pay condolences, because if you don't pay condolences to Lucy, Harry, and Freddie, you're gonna have bad luck for the next 48 minutes. Experiencing your pet passing away, if you have a pet in the first place, is one of these canon male events that we all go through, and it's devastating, bro. There's just something.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, bro. My mom, right? She does hair, and she had a client, right? She had a dog, and we would dog sit her dog, and she was like this super tiny, super chill dog. My mom does not like dogs, so the fact that she let us babysit this dog was like crazy. Used to love her, and we would babysit her all the time, like back in the day. And it got to a point where we found out she died on a farm, and I lost it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it felt like I died. Like, it felt like a piece of me died, bro. I was literally like shook. I was so shook. Hold on, let me show you how cute this dog was. This dog was so cute. Oh my god. But that's all she would do. She would just chill. She would just chill and just sit there. And she was so freaking cute, bro. She used to be so cute. Didn't you have a dog? I do. Yeah, I do have a dog. Y'all want to see? Let me show y'all, boys. Let me show y'all. I'm gonna have to go through the archives for this one. We just end up getting a dog like a year ago. Well, this is one of my dogs right here. She looks just like her. That's one of them right? No, my mom doesn't like big dogs. She likes small dogs. I want to get a big dog though. I want to get a pit and I want to train them and I want them to be like so well trained, bro. Hold on, let me show y'all this. I know I'm an OG. You are an OG. Let me go. I'm trying to find this picture. This is a picture of my brother holding my dog. We were taking him out for a walk. This is our dog. And I'm not gonna lie, he was very patient with us, but he hated randoms. Do you know what I mean? Like he hated randoms. Like as soon as, if somebody uninvited, I mean, if we invited somebody over, he would start barking, he'd start tweaking, he'd start making a big deal out of it. He would hate randoms, bro. We go for walks, he'll start freaking out. He'd get on hots with everybody, bro. I saw your dogs on your TikTok lives in your room. Yes, bro. Yes. That's like some OG. That is OG activity, bro. Yes.
Missing after that. Now let's get into the real stuff. I know we have talked about this on this channel a lot, but fumbling your very first love is something that we have all experienced. And if you haven't yet, you will definitely experience it, motherfucker. I don't really have an answer to the question.
I feel like this has to happen early on in everybody's life. You have to fumble a baddie at a young age, because if you're old and you fumble a baddie for the first time, it's like your life is gonna feel like it's over with.
Whether aliens exist or not, but if they exist, I am pretty damn sure they fumble their first love as well. Whenever you fumble your very first love, you feel like
breaking my heart. I'm desensitized.
Love doesn't exist, and you kind of turn into a edgelord talking about how you're born alone on this planet and you will die alone, and there is not a single person on this planet that genuinely loves you for the human being you are. You start questioning.
Okay, bro, that's OD. I agree with that first part, but the second part is like, alright, bro.
Questioning whether you will ever be in love again, because you feel like you will never ever have the same feelings for another person.
What is this clip?
You start listening to Madara Uchiha audio files talking
oh my god,
about how you should wake up to reality and there is no
wake
such
up
thing
to
as
reality.
You really turn into a edgelord. And while this fuckery is unfolding, all this fucking time you were 13 years old. Motherfucker, even if that very first...
No, I'm not gonna lie. If you get your heart broke as a grown ass man, that will drive you to be a cornball. You'll start watching Fresh and Fit. Like dead ass. That's not a good... I don't wish that on my worst enemy.
Love would have worked out. It would have lasted like a good 57 minutes maybe. And speaking of fumbling your first love, I know for a fact we have all been in the friend zone at least once. You know, you just wanted to bag fine shit by any means necessary, even if that means you have to pretend to be the gay best friend. I speak for everybody.
No, that's not a good look, bro. To be honest with you, the best advice I could give you is to be direct. The sooner, the better, because it sets the tone. If you keep trying to act like a friend, you're gonna be in the friend zone. Don't do that just to have proximity with a girl, because even then she's still not gonna take you serious. The best thing that you can do is let your intentions be known up front and move accordingly. And if she don't want to be more than friends, just leave it at that, bro.
Buddy, watching this, we have all tried to get closer to fine shit by pretending to be the caring best friend. Like, I don't really care about your girl problems and your girl beef, and I don't care about your beef with your...
I mean, yeah, we all been there though, but I don't recommend that.
Best friend. I just want to make a move, bro. Like, give me a sign and I'll make a move. And guess what? That move never fucking happens. Unless
she was all up on
give me
Bron.
a sign and I'll make a move. And
look, touches his arm. She touched his arm like twice.
Like, I don't really care about your girl problems and your girl beef, and I don't care about your beef.
Look at this. Both of them cheesing, dying, laughing.
Your best
boom. Touches his arm.
Friend. I just want to make a move, bro. Like, give me a sign and I'll make a move.
Touches his arm again.
Guess what? That move never fucking happens. Unless you're this guy from Kim Possible, you will not leave the friend zone. The friend zone is a really dark place. You just look like a complete...
Yeah, but you can avoid it though. The thing is, the way you avoid it is like I said before. You just have to be direct. Like, the thing is, one of the biggest downfalls of being a guy is that if you're afraid of rejection, that will lead you to results that you will never want. If you just lay it on the line, if you make your shot, you make it. If you miss it, you miss it. Who cares, bro? But being scared to take the shot in the first place is what's gonna put you in the friend zone, and that's basically missing. The unknown is worse than actually getting a resolution. Everybody's so scared of rejection, but at the end of the day, it's better for you to miss the shot because you get closure. If you miss, just move on, bro. It's better than you sitting there wasting your time trying to force a yes and being met with disappointment after you put in all that effort. Why doesn't the bot want me? Does that mean I'm chopped? No, it just means that she just wasn't for you, gang. Say Finn, what's good, bro?
Be clown in the eyes of your friends. Like, they know what you're trying to do, and even though you say, oh no, we're just friends, we all know what the fuck you're trying to do, motherfucker. And while we're at this topic, let's just quickly talk about getting blocked on Snapchat or removed as a follower on Instagram. We have all been there. And
oh
this
hell yes. Oh my god, I've been there so many times.
pain is a different type of pain. Even if we haven't talked in years or months or centuries, do not remove me, bro. What the fuck did I do? It is personal. Once you remove me, it is personal.
I'm not gonna lie though, the moment I remove somebody is because I don't want you to be in my life anymore, and you were never supporting me in the first place, so why would I want to keep you around? You're actually hurting me because you're not supporting me, you're just keeping tabs on me, and I don't like that.
It does not happen on accident. You have to go out of your way, click on the unfollow button or click on the remove button. You purposefully did this shit. We have all been there. Seeing the X on Snapchat or losing a follow.
Yeah, the worst she could say is no until she screenshots your message and and roasts you in her group chat. And all the girls in the group chat start flaming you up too. Yeah, that's not worse than a no, right? Come on, gang.
After posting a story is a different type of pain. Am I that fucking ugly, bro? Enough with the love talk. How about your first fight? If you are a male, and I'm not condoning any violence here, you have to have at least one fight in your life. It doesn't matter if it's a school fight, it doesn't matter if it's a fight in the streets, if it's a fight with your siblings, it has to go down at least once. And once again, I am not condoning any violence here. I'm not telling you to go to school and fight somebody, but that shit just naturally happens. We're men, bro. We sometimes get aggressive and sometimes we just fight each other. It's not that deep. Like, you cannot be classified as a man with 0 fights under your belt. Ain't no fucking way. And speaking of fighting, I am speaking for every single person watching this when I
low key, yeah, you got to. Every man should be able to defend himself.
Say we all had thoughts of fighting our dad at least once.
Yes.
Like, it sounds
I almost fought my dad at age 16.
Ridiculous, but come on, bro. There's not a single person that pisses you off more on this planet than your dad. At the same time, there's not another person on this planet that wants you to win more than your dad. But god damn,
nah, not mine.
Sometimes this guy pisses me off, bro. I have fought my dad like 4 billion times in my head already. Like, some of the fights me and my dad had.
Bro, what is this, Invincible? You're not Mark, bro.
I can't even put them into words, bro. And speaking of your dad, I speak for everyone when I say that we all had that moment when our dad came up to us, told us that he needs a little help, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes max. And then y'all end up fucking rebuilding the fucking World Trade Center after 9/11. Like, these side quests are always way too fucking long. You can't even consider them as side quests anymore. These are straight up main quests. Boss fights, bro. And most of the time it's just holding the flashlight for hours upon hours upon hours.
Yo, yes, I've been there. Oh my god, I hate that.
Holding the flashlight while he's fixing something in his car. Why the fuck is this a universal experience? And God forbid you shake for a single second in those 6 hours holding the flashlight. You are gonna get annihilated. I am sorry. I'm a human being. I have to shake sometimes. I can't stand still.
I still have thoughts of fighting my dad for not being there. I'm not gonna lie, that's not a good reason to fight. I would just say the best thing that you can do is just be successful and have everybody eat their words.
For 6 hours.
That's the best. That's the best get back.
That should be done by a mechanic and not yourself. No wonder we have fought 4 billion times in my head, bro. But there's a worse experience than holding the flashlight. Have you ever had to do homework with your dad, especially when you were a little kid? God damn. I am
Oh my god. Oh my god. I used to get pulled to the side and I would get literally beat. I swear to God, for the times tables. I would get beat for that shit. That's why I was so good at the times tables though, but I'm not gonna lie. It was like very stressful and it did make me grow to resent my parents for that.
Sorry, Dad. I didn't even know numbers existed like 4 hours ago. And this is the first time I'm seeing numbers. I am sorry that I don't know the answer to 7 plus 13. You are a 40-year-old guy. I just learned about numbers. No need to scream at me like this. No wonder the paper is all wet from my tears. This is S-tier trauma. And all this fucking time while he's screaming at you, this motherfucker doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about. Sometimes they—
You know what's crazy? They get mad at you, but then they don't even know how to do the work that they're getting mad at you for not knowing how to do.
Give you the wrong advice, and it's just pure trauma. Enough that talk. I speak for everyone when I say that we thought—
AOG, you're hella late, my guy.
The worst had happened when we called her mom while she was outside running errands or getting some groceries, and she did not pick up the phone, bro. Every time my mom did not pick up the phone, I thought the worst had happened. How the fuck are you not hearing the fucking ringtone? It is so loud.
No, my mom was the queen at not picking up the phone.
Something definitely happened. Something really bad happened.
Nowadays, though, my mom is like waiting for my calls. So like if I call my mom, if I call, bro, my mom sleeps early. If I call my mom right now, on God, she'd pick up. I swear to God, she would.
Did somebody kidnap you, or did you pass out outside and nobody's seeing you? Like, what the fuck? Something happened, bro. I am losing my mind.
Yes, being
bro.
left
Enough
in the
with
grocery
parent
store is
talk.
crazy.
How about some serious stuff? How about realizing that you're not going pro in your favorite sport?
Oh, hell yeah. We all had hoop dreams.
Everybody, when I say that, we all had that moment in our lives when we realized that we are not going pro. You may have been the best player in PE class with all the bums in your class, but once you start going to tournaments, once you start competing in actual games, you start realizing that there is levels to this shit. You are
the grocery store when my mom cussed me out. Oh, you're talking about the one where the lady was like asking for money, right? Are you talking about that story? Okay, I'll tell you the story. Okay, so basically there was this lady that was like panhandling, right? And so she walks up with a piece of paper and she says, yo, can you buy me and my family groceries, right? So I'm like, yo, like you really, out of everybody in this store, because I go to the nice grocery store, I gotta go out my way to go to the grocery store. You walked up to the brokest person in this grocery store, right? And you're asking me to buy your family groceries. Well, can I be able to hit? Right? And so I'm like, nah, I'm cool, whatever. And so I went and I told the people that she was walking around panhandling. So when I went and I told my mom the story, she was like, yo, why'd you snitch? Nah, like if you're not gonna pay that shit, then shut up. Like literally, she was going off on me like, yo, why are you even going to them and telling them that? I'm like, because she's panhandling me. And she was treating me like I was the bad guy. She was like, why don't you just mind your business? That shit was so crazy. Yo, you know what's crazy though? Like that's dead how it was growing up. Like the school would call and like my mom is taking the school side 10 times out of 10. Like they could be lying and they're gonna take her side. She's gonna take their side. Bro, oh my God. Did I tell you about the story of this one time where my 3rd grade teacher stole my Game Boy with Pokemon Ruby on there? Oh my God, bro. I had a teacher, her name was Miss Lawson. She stole my Game Boy and it had Pokemon on there. I was flexing the fact I had a Game Boy. She stole it. They never gave it back. My mom pulled up to the school and they said that there was nothing that they could do, bro. Oh my God. I'm pretty sure she flipped that fucking Game Boy. Somebody at that school took it, bro. I still got PTSD about that to this day because I never got to beat that game. That's how my family was with school. They always believed them. Yes, bro. I don't know why.
Nobody, bro.
Probably gave it to their son. Exactly.
No matter how good you are, or no matter how good you think you are, there is always a bigger fish. Think about the best athlete you know.
Nah, that speed clip is crazy. I can't just go over that.
Think you are. There is...
Yo!
Always
Speed is funny as fuck.
Fish. Think about the best athlete you know. There is a bigger fish than this guy. And
yeah.
Once you realize that you're not gonna be,
and there's a bigger fish than the bigger fish too. You know that, right? The guy who was the man in his high school team went to college, and then he was like not the man, and he was like a bench rider. Like you really got to think about that. That's the crazy part.
Football player, and you're not gonna be a basketball player. You realize another. I speak for everybody when I say that one day you wake up. You look into the mirror, knowing damn well you're not going to be a pro athlete. You look at yourself.
That's crazy.
And you start realizing, God damn, I am fucking chopped, bro.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I be feeling like that sometimes. But the reason why you feel chopped is just because you didn't get your mustache and your goatee edged up. When you get your mustache and your goatee edged up, on God, you're gonna feel like Marlon, bro. I was feeling like the man yesterday, bro. I still think I got this story post.
PSA to all my fellas, you were never chopped. You just didn't get your mustache goatee lined up.
Bro, I felt like Marlon in that moment. It'd be sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, damn, I really look good. But then sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, yo, I'm really chopped. A lot of the times though, you're not chopped. It's just the fact that you just didn't take care of yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like if you go to the gym, you got a skincare routine, you stay up on your hygiene, you edge up your mustache, your goatee, your beard, whatever. You will feel so much better about yourself. You know how it is whenever you get a haircut. You walk out the store like you own that bitch because you just feel so clean. You know what I mean? Like the majority of the time is just due to the fact that you didn't take care of yourself. Men are really majestic creatures. That's what I'm saying. You gotta claim the fact that you look good, especially if you put in work in your appearance. Come on.
Oh, I can never confidently say that I look good because 3 years ago I thought I looked good. 4 years ago I thought I looked good. And looking back at the time, I was looking fucking horrendous, bro. So I can never confidently say that I look good right now because I know in 4 years.
That just sounds like insecurity.
Time I'm gonna
except Yusuf, low-key, Yusuf has been in the gym. His build is starting to come together. I'm telling you, hey, I feel like Yusuf, he got money and clout, so he's good. I feel like you can't physically be chopped as a man. If you're broke, that is the equivalent of you actually being chopped. Because you could look like a gremlin, but if you have money and a name, then you're not chopped. You feel what I'm saying?
Look back at myself and realize that
like low-key, women don't like pretty boys like that because they feel like they have to compete with you. You know what I mean? They don't want to compete with who's the bad bitch in the situation.
Yeah, the magician, Major Max, he ruined my
What the
chances to
fuck?
be-
Why is bro sending me old videos? Why is Tote sending me old ass video? Oh my god.
It's chopped as fuck.
He just need, yeah, exactly, bro.
And I'm not gonna lie, it's not even that big of a deal. Like, it's whatever. Like, you're chopped, you're chopped. It doesn't really matter that much. I mean, it would be cool to be a cute, pretty guy, but it's whatever. And speaking of realizing things, there is one more thing that you will realize in time. I speak for everybody when I say that we all tried to be pros at Fortnite. We all thought we're cracked at Fortnite until some 7-year-old motherfucker started.
Nah, low key, I was actually really good at Fortnite when they first introduced OG, but then when they reintroduced it, I was butt.
Building the fucking Eiffel Tower right in front of us. Chill, motherfucker.
I didn't even know they had this emote.
You can eliminate me. You can take my.
What?
You can do whatever the fuck you want. Just don't do all of that, bro. You're not just crushing me in game. You're crushing me mentally. Realizing that there is levels to this Fortnite.
You know what's
shit
crazy?
made me
It'd be like a little kid sitting on a bed with a controller, and he's playing King Von on his TV, and he's just building 90s, and he's probably like 10 years old. What's good, DDP? What's the agenda? We reacting to unavoidable male canon events.
higher. Like, from video games. Like, I don't want to play video games anymore. I speak for everybody when I say that in big 2025, I cannot sit down anymore and genuinely enjoy a video game. Like, yeah, it's fun in the first hour, like 2
Yeah, that's because you're playing boring games. If you're playing Fortnite, Call of Duty, 2K, GTA, you can play those games unless you're playing like RP. If you're playing those games, you're gonna get bored, bro. It's because you're not expanding your taste. If you play story games, bro, you could play that shit for hours. If you're genuinely playing like actually fun games, you could go crazy.
hours. And after that trial, I completely lose interest. I cannot finish a single game. I buy all these games, especially Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero. I regret.
Bro, oh my god. The fact that there's memes about spending money about this game, it just goes to show you how far it's fallen.
Buying this game so fucking much. I haven't touched this game since October.
You went to the
last
gym?
year.
Yes, sir.
I paid $70 for this shit, and I play like what, 4 hours? I don't know if it's my attention span. I don't know if it's all the things that I have going on outside of video games, but I cannot sit down and lose myself in a virtual world anymore. It is not possible, and I wish it was possible, but it's not possible. They just do not hit anymore. Honorable mention when it comes.
That sounds like a personal problem. There's a lot of good games that you could play, but you're just choosing not to play them.
To video games, I speak for everybody when I say we were really perplexed when the game told us to press L3 and R3. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yo,
Did
facts.
I buy a fake controller off of Temu or some shit? Where the fuck are the L3 and R3
I
buttons?
used to stay saying the same thing.
Because I can't find them. Now the next thing, I know y'all been waiting for this one. I speak for everybody when I say we all had our first goon. We all had our second goon. After that very first goon, you feel like you are the king of the planet. You feel like you are on top of the world. And after that second goon, you feel like a miserable piece of shit. In fact, you feel so miserable and ashamed after that second goon. You forget to close the tabs. You forget about it, and eventually you will open up Safari in public because you want to look up something, and boom, right there. The people around you are gonna be in for a surprise when they see some, you know, a little something going on.
Oh
Like,
my
come on,
God.
I speak for everybody when I say we have all been busted at least once. And after feeling so miserable
Yes.
after that second goon, a new journey starts. I speak for everyone when I say that we all had to 3 a.m. motivation arc.
Bro, that's just like everybody in general. 3 a.m. hits, you start doing push-ups, you clean your room, you start organizing shit, you start thinking about your goals and your purpose. This happens all the time.
Start doing push-ups at 3.
Have you ever got caught? Okay, I got a story. So there was one time where I wasn't beating my shit though, but I was looking at some shit because at that time I was just looking. I never was like, I was too scared to actually like get in the act, right? So I was like looking at a site. I was bold. It'd be times where I would watch in front of like, it'd be hella people in the room and I'd be watching, I have my headphones in, whatever, right? Because I had this little Black Friday laptop. So one day my mom walks in my room and she sees me watching, right? And she starts freaking out. She's like, yo, what are you doing? Blah, 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 right? And so I was like, I swear, it's a virus. It's a virus. I clicked something. I didn't mean to do that. Whole time, it wasn't a virus. But it was believable because I would watch a lot of shows on like other websites and they would have like, especially like anime. So it would have those pop-up ads all the time. So my mom knew. So she like, I guess she just let it slide. And later that night, we had a family dinner at Golden Corral. So we had to drive like 25 minutes. That whole ride, right? That whole ride, my mom is looking at me through the rear view mirror, just going like this. She's just looking at me, waiting for me to crack. And I'm just sitting there like, she's just looking. That's the only time I've ever been caught. Other than that, no.
3 a.m. you start listening to fucking David Goggins talking about how big of a bitch you are. You start setting your alarm clock 5 a.m., 4 a.m., maybe 6 a.m. just to turn it off 20 minutes later.
Poker face
and
is
that
crazy.
3 a.m. motivation arc slowly dwells into...
Oh, you know what's crazy? Jesse, I got a story like that. Okay, so one time, I got a story like that too. So one time I forgot to close the tab, right? And this was probably like when I was 18. So I was working as a waiter and one of my coworkers was like, can I use your phone? I gotta check something real quick. So he goes on Safari and next thing you know, he sees a video and he was just dying laughing. And I'm like, bro, can you fault me for looking at this? And then we had somebody else at my job who was like hella freaked out. He was like, he puts it in a... Let me mute the TikTok because this is going to just sound crazy. He says he'll put it in a girl's butt and then piss in it and he calls it filling the gas tank. So he was in the room and he was just like making jokes the whole time. And I'm not going to lie, bro. we were just going freak for freak and he out freaked me. So it wasn't that big of a deal, but he would not stop talking about that shit at work.
The gym journey. Eventually in your life, you will get a gym membership. There is no way around that. It doesn't matter if it's the 3 a.m. motivation, doesn't matter if it's fumbling a girl, it doesn't matter what it is. Eventually, you will get a gym membership. There is no way around it. That right there is a canon event that will happen. And speaking of improving your physique, there is an honorable mention. I speak for every single male on this planet. I have never been so sure about a canon event because I know for a fact we have all been there. Watching an abs workout, like a 10-minute abs.
Bro, how to get abs in 2 minutes. And then you try to do the exercise thinking that you actually are gonna have abs. Yo, did you guys ever fall for that? I swear to God I did. When I was a young buck, I did, bro. I used to think you could get abs in 10 minutes, but getting abs takes a long time because you have to like gradually lose the fat. Because everyone has abs, you just have a layer of fat on top. So it's really just from your dieting. I didn't, no way. Real ones become gym freaks because of sport, that is true. Speaking of the gym, I have been slacking. I need to get back to it.
Workout right before going to a pool party or right before going to the beach. You know, any occasion where you have to take off your shirt. We have all been there. We all thought that the abs are just gonna magically appear after watching a 10-minute
His abs is not even there. Oh,
video.
never mind.
Preferably it was this motherfucker right here.
Athlean X,
once
yes.
you start building your body, that dwells into another root of success. You try to become successful financially, so you start the drop shipping arc or the online business arc.
Yes, everybody has done that, and then it just never works out. Or you did Forex and you got scammed. Chat, have any of you guys done Forex? I got a Forex story too.
We all know at least one motherfucker who is heavily into drop shipping or talks about getting into drop shipping, or one motherfucker who heavily talks about online business and online this and online that. Whenever somebody starts talking about making big money online, check up on that guy because he is not doing well. This motherfucker hit rock bottom. And once you realize most of these online businesses are a scam, you dwell into the next arc, the crypto arc. You start investing all your money just to lose all your money. money and you start realizing that maybe, just maybe, crypto is not analytics and it's gambling. And you cannot convince me otherwise. I have been there since it's a Canon Mail event.
I think if you are investing in the stable coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, if you're betting on meme coins, I mean, if you're investing in meme coins, you're definitely gambling.
I have been there. I invested a lot of money into crypto and I lost everything. And you cannot tell me that I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. In 2021, the market just totally crashed for whatever reason. There is like no explanation. The market just crashed from one day to another. So please, everybody watching this, I highly advise you to stay away from all this crypto gambling shit because it doesn't amount to anything. It's pure gambling, bro. At this point, it is pure gambling. And then you try different things. And I speak for everybody, especially for myself, when I say that we all try to become YouTubers at some point. Having a YouTube channel, if you haven't had a YouTube channel at least once in
did anybody have a curly hair account?
your life, you are a bitch. That is some real ball
Curly
knowledge
hair routine?
right here. We all wanted to become famous YouTubers at least once, especially as a kid. If you never had the urge to become a YouTuber, you probably had a really miserable life. You probably read books or some shit.
Yo, I started off as a Minecraft YouTuber, bro.
And with that came the idea of starting a content house. I speak for everyone once again when I say that we all wanted to live in a content house with our friends making videos just like Face Clan back in the day. We all tried to convince our homies, yo, start a YouTube channel. We should all start a YouTube channel. We're so funny. We could sell this shit. We could sell the comedy we produce.
You know what's crazy though? Did you think that they genuinely enjoyed it in the moment? Or do you feel like they were like hyping up their life for the camera? I be thinking about that kind of shit sometimes too.
On a daily basis. We have all
Because they were completely back then. Do you remember when they got canceled for chiefing, bro? They were completely different off camera than they were on camera.
There. And 99.9% of the time, this shit does not work out. There's one more thing you'll try before actually getting a job, and that's downloading FL Studio.
Yes.
This right here is elite ball knowledge.
Yes.
Downloading FL Studio should be a Canon Mail event for everybody, but it's not.
Good,
I know it's not, but it was for me. If you are a real...
This was literally me to the core. In 2020, I started playing around in FL.
Motherfucker, if you are a real one, you had FL Studio.
What we doing? We reacting to unavoidable male canon events. Hold on, let me play y'all. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to hear a beat? Hold on. Here we go. Yes, Sarsky. Yeah, I think last time I played my beats was like in February. Bro, good thing you a streamer. Hold on. I got better beats though. I got better beats. Hold on, let me cook. Oh my god, no, this one didn't have a loop. This one was fire. Okay, y'all ready? This one was fire. Come on, play. You know I'm trolling. I love West Coast beats. Yes, sir. Yeah, I know, because you're from LA. Nizzy playing us his unreleased. This one was actually good. Yeah. I got it. Nizzy would have been living in a mansion as a famous producer if he dropped this in 2016. Exactly, bro.
Download it. You either A, wanted to become a rapper, or B, wanted to make beats. And I was the latter one. I tried to make beats, bro. Some of my beats, bro, I tried getting into producing shit. Bro, my beats were...
Bro.
Absolutely horrendous. You'll hear one of my beats right now if I find some of them.
Bro, this sounds like you know that like the worst beat of all time? No disrespect. That just sound like an alien invasion. Worst beat of all time. You guys remember this beat, right? This shit doo-doo. I'm not gonna lie though, I feel like the right rapper could make that shit sound good though.
No way in hell that I thought this shit was hard back in the day. No, a complete other topic. I speak for everyone when I say that we will just get a buzz cut for no fucking reason at all. You shave your head for no fucking reason at all, or people assume there is no reason at all, but most of the time we just hit rock bottom and we just don't know how to help ourselves, so we just shave the head. I like how we make fun of girls for coloring their hair all types of ways. But yeah, we are out here doing the same shit by just, you know, going bald. And I speak for every single boy on this
Have you
planet
guys ever got a buzz cut?
when I say that we all had a bad haircut at least once. Like a really
hell
horrendous
yes.
haircut. Sometimes my
Yes.
haircut was so fucking horrendous, I had to skip school. Especially back in the day when my dad was still cutting my hair. That shit looked horrendous most of the time. Look at this shit. How the fuck did I go to school looking like this? What the... Bro, I look like a fucking paintbrush. And speaking of school, have you ever just sat there during an exam,
A mohawk is
not
crazy.
knowing shit, realizing you're cooked, and you start imagining who you're cracking if you...
No, I know when I was cooked, but you know what I would do every single time I'm at a test and I don't know an answer? I'm circling the letter C. I'm telling you this right now. If you don't know what it is, it's most likely the letter C.
Had the ability to freeze
And that shit
time,
normally
'cause
work
I
too.
did that shit. And I speak for everybody when I say we have all been there. And once again, I speak for everybody when I say that we all have fantasized about stopping the school shooter right in front of our
Never that.
crush. Knowing damn well we will be the first ones jumping out the window if shit ever got real. And while we're at the topic,
Yo, no cap. There was a school shooting that went on when I was a senior. I was posting memes, bro, while that shit was going on, while we were all huddled in the corner. I swear to God.
I speak for everybody, or at least everybody who has finished high school. I speak for everybody when I say that the existential crisis
My last moments was posting a Kanye meme of him going like this. Oh my God.
after high school is ridiculous. It is
You
so
had a phone back then. Are we serious right now?
devious. It is so life crushing. You realize that high school is the greatest time of your life because you don't need to prove anything to anybody. You're just in there and everything is being done for you. You just have to do homework and learn for a test maybe, and that's it. Once you leave high school, you have to be a fully functioning human being. You have to find your purpose. Ain't nobody is gonna give you your purpose, so you start dwelling into this rabbit hole of thinking. You start thinking, what the fuck do I want to do in life? What the fuck is my purpose? What the fuck am I good at? And you start losing yourself in these thoughts, and these thoughts drive you crazy, and you eventually sign up to a university or you start a job. And the existential crisis during university or after university is even worse.
Yeah, I feel like you just, like, when you're in university, you're just like happy that you got out of high school, you ready to just party and just have fun. I feel like that doesn't hit until after you graduate, when you actually have to get a job. That's really when it hits. So Doc, what's good, gang?
You start questioning all your life decisions. You start questioning whether you made a mistake.
You glowing today? I appreciate that, bro.
Everything. You start asking yourself,
no pause, bro. No pause. I appreciate that, gang. Hey.
Is this the end of the road? Is
How you
this
been?
the so-called life? Is this what people consider to be life? Because this shit is fucking horrible,
And
bro.
that, you know, that feeling continues well into adulthood. I'll tell you that.
At some point, you just start accepting the fact that
Nizzy's kid.
you're cooked, bro.
There is one more honorable mention I want to address because I felt embarrassed to address it beforehand, so I was waiting till the end of the video. But I speak for everybody when I say that we have all gooned to kissing pranks back in the day. Kissing pranks, bro.
No. Never that. Never that. Never that. Never that. Never that. Whoa. Have you guys done that?
This motherfucker prank invasion ruined my whole entire life. If it wasn't for his kissing pranks, I would be such a...
You did? No way.
Bro, I wouldn't have lust in my body. I wouldn't have none of that, bro. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, prank invasion. Your kissing pranks
I'ma subscribe to him.
ultimately ruined my life in a...
Nah, do you remember, I remember this clip.